Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite meals. This meal is going to cost you less than $7 to make. It's going to feed at least a family of 4 and you're definitely going to have leftovers. Alright, so today we are going to be making a chicken taco soup. This is one of my favorite recipes. I learned it from my mother-in-law. I'm sure there are actual measurements that you are supposed to follow. I don't cook that way. I cook by the sniff, add, taste method where I'll smell the food, taste it, see if I think it needs anything, and then add whatever I think it needs. So I will write in the description down below some estimates of measurements, but feel free to add your own and leave a comment and let me know if you tried it, what you thought, and what you added or left out. So first, chicken thighs. You can also use breast if you prefer. Sometimes I'll do a combination of both, but thighs is what Aldi had today. They were really low on everything when I went to the store this morning, so I'm going to use this one pack of thighs. It was $4 and it was 2.5 pounds of thighs. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 2.5 pounds of thighs. Another note, I'm going to be using an Instant Pot to do this. You can definitely do this in a crock pot. I have done it both ways. I am impatient, so I use my Instant Pot because it gets done faster. All right, and next, can of black beans. I'm actually going to use 2 cans of black beans. The Dakota black beans at Aldi are 44 cents. So 44 cents, 44 cents. So I have 88 cents worth of black beans that I am going to put into my soup. They also have the Simply Nature black beans, which are 89 cents. They're organic. They're not any better, so get the cheap ones. All right, we are also going to use 1 can of whole kernel sweet corn, also 44 to 50 cents depending on the day of the week at Aldi. So far we had our $4 chicken, 88 cents of black beans, 45 cents of corn. So the other and most important thing is your tomatoes. It is a tomato-based soup. I use these. These are the Casa Mamita diced tomatoes. You can see that? So these are Aldi's imitation Rotel tomatoes. They taste identical to the Rotel tomatoes, and each of these cans is also 45 cents. So we have 90 cents worth of tomatoes. These are on the spicier end. If you don't like spice, just find a can of crushed tomatoes or 2 cans of crushed tomatoes. That will reduce your spice level. It'll still be delicious, but won't be as spicy. So this is my one ingredient that I'm going to use that is not from Aldi. Like I said earlier, this is one of my favorite things to have in the house, so I use a lot of taco seasoning. But Aldi does sell the packs, the taco packs of seasoning. They have 2 different ones, regular sodium and low sodium. I've used both. They're both fine. If you're going to use those, I would use 2 packs of those in your soup to give it flavor. If you don't like flavor, leave them out. Or only use 1, and then your soup won't have as much flavor, but it won't be as good, and that will be a bummer. All right, you guys ready to put it all together? This is super easy. My most important tool, besides my Instant Pot for this, is my trusty can opener. All right, so first I am going to open my tomatoes. 2 cans of tomato. So I like to do the tomatoes first. Then my next is the chicken. Like I said before, you can use breast or thigh or a combination. I think when I first learned this from my mother-in-law, that we did breasts. I think that's what the original recipe said, but I think dark meat is delicious. So that is what I'm going to use. Right, next we're going to add the 2 cans of black beans. Right, and the other important thing to note is not to drain any of your cans, particularly if you are using an Instant Pot and not a crock pot. You don't want to drain it in the crock pot either, but it's not as big a deal if you forget and you do. But in the Instant Pot, you need liquid in order for it to come to pressure, and by not draining your cans of corn or black beans, you already have that liquid, so you don't have to add any water, which sometimes can dilute the flavor. Right, And then put a pull tab on this one. All right, and so the corn has a lot of juices to it. That's fine. All right. Now I think that the original recipe calls for you to chop up an onion. I don't like chopping onions, so I'm not going to. All right, and then your taco seasoning. For this size batch, if I were using the pouches, I would use 2 pouches. On this, because I do use so much taco seasoning, I open the big side and I just go for it. That's probably a pouch's worth. Right, and for our family, getting it at BJ's this size is more cost effective. You are almost done, right? Wasn't that easy, guys? So just stir it all up. All right. All right, it's so, like I told you guys I do the sniff method. Obviously I'm not gonna taste this yet because raw chicken does not smell like it has enough taco seasoning in it to me. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. That's another thing, in an Instant Pot, you may want to over season a little bit because sometimes the flavors get just a little bit diluted. So after we have gotten everything nice and mixed up, we're gonna put the lid on our Instant Pot and set it. All right, I have the Instant Pot Ultra, so your dials here may look different on your Instant Pot depending on what model you have. You can either do it on the pressure cook method or the soup broth. I'm not sure what the difference is. I think the pressures are just a little bit different. I've experimented with some. I prefer to do mine on the soup broth. So I am going to turn my Instant Pot on. I'm going to roll my dial to the soup broth. I am going to set my time. And I'm going to set my time for 15 minutes. All right, so I set my time for 15 minutes. I like doing it for 15 minutes and then I make sure the keep warm feature is on. That way I don't have to get to it right away. It acts basically like a slow cooker. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit start. And now I can walk away and get some other things done around the house while my lunches for the week cook. And so this is what the final product of the chicken taco soup looks like. It makes an excellent lunch, it makes an excellent dinner, and it's a family favorite. I think it's kid friendly, although I know I'm very lucky my toddler eats pretty much anything. This is probably one of her favorite meals that I make. When I make it for lunch, I generally dip some tortilla chips in it, and when I make it for dinner, I generally make it with rice. I don't know why I do it differently. I just do. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more meal deals, food reviews, and other fun things to help save busy moms like you money. Bye!